Welcome back to another episode of the channel. And today, Premier League football returns to our screens. It is match day 9 in the Premier League, in the 2023-2024 Premier League season this weekend. And we got some banging games this weekend. After the craziness that was last weekend, that was the last match weekend in the Premier League. I expect this one to be even crazier. Where obviously the international break is done, the international break is finished. The mighty England secured our spot in the Euros the England won the team. England smashed Italy, beat Italy yesterday, beat Italy 3-1. Yesterday as I'm filming this, beat Italy 3-1 to claim a spot at Euro 2024 in the summer, in Germany in the summer. Obviously that's great. But now that England game is now that England have qualified, and now that the international break is over, we're going back to Premier League football. Premier League football returns this weekend with some banging games, and in this video, I'm going to do what I do every time there's a new weekend of Premier League games, and that is give you my predictions. This is my match day 9 Premier League 2023-2024 season predictions. And we start the predictions with a very, very big game at Anfield. It's the first Merseyside derby of the new season, as Liverpool host Everton. Everton picked up a very good win before the international break against Bournemouth, but are down in 8th place with 7 points, having won two games, lost 5, and drawing 1. So Everton in their first 8 games drew 2, won 2, lost 5, drew 1. Liverpool, on the other hand, are from 8 games, won 5, lost 1, and drew 2. So Liverpool are in much better form than Everton, and that's going to be and Liverpool are going to show why they're on better form than Everton, because Liverpool will win 3-1. I'll give you my goal scorers at the very end. Next up, we move to the Vitality Stadium as Bournemouth host Wolves. This is a tight game between Bournemouth at home in 19th against Wolves in 14th. Both of these teams have had interesting starts for the season, and it's going to be a very interesting game at the Vitality Stadium. But Wolves, for me, are the better side than Bournemouth, and I'm just going to say that Wolves edge it 2-1. Next up, we have Brentford at home at the G-Tech Community Stadium versus Burnley. Brentford, surprisingly, not having the best of seasons. They're down in 15th, while Burnley picked up their first win of the new season and are down in 18th. So this is a very interesting game. Brentford, given the fact they've only won 1 game, it's pretty poor that it's pretty poor. They've had a pretty poor season. Can they win only their second game at home to Burnley, who have only won 1 of their games? Generally, if I had to predict, these two teams, Brentford and Burnley, are on such bad form. On such bad form. I'm going to say a 1-1 draw between Brentford and Burnley. I'll give you my goal scorers at the end once we've gone through every team. Once we've gone through every game and my predictions for each of the games. Now we go to the Etihad, where the mighty Man City, the team I support, face Brighton. Now this is going to be a tricky game because Brighton picked up a very good 2-2 draw against Liverpool before the international break, and City lost obviously 1-0 to Arsenal. But Foden played well against Italy, played pretty well against Italy. Jack Grealish is had a good game against Australia, got the assist for the Watkins goal. Haaland, yes, he lost one of the game. Yes, him and Norway lost to Spain, but they picked up a very good 4-0 win over Cyprus, with Haaland scoring 2 goals. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, both played for Spain and Bernardo Silva and Rodri both played for Portugal and Spain in the international break and were part of two nations that won their games in the international break. And as for the defence, Kyle Walker was solid against Italy. I didn't hear anything bad about his performance against Italy. And the likes of Manuel Akanji scored in a 3-3 draw involving Switzerland. So he's Rico Lewis played again for the England under-21s and did pretty well. Yes, they lost one of they got 2 assists in their first game in the international break and didn't do anything in the second game, but in the first game against Serbia, he was very good, and he, I think, put in a man of the match performance. As for that, Doku had a decent international break with Belgium, scoring goal. So I think all the City players that went on international duty did well. What Foden and Walker definitely, I think, did the best out of the City players who were at the international break. But Akanji scored a goal. I don't know what Germany's results were. I don't know what Germany's results were in this transfer window. Scratch that. Gavardio, I don't know what he did. He lost him and Croatia and Gavardio lost to Wales. But I don't think you can put that all on him. So City players, a lot of the City players who went on to international duty are coming back from good results, especially Foden and Kyle Walker, who were part of an England side that absolutely destroyed Italy at Wembley in that second half yesterday. We were amazing. So our players, including Haaland and Alvarez, are on form. And Alvarez had a good international break with Argentina, but all of our players are on form. Brighton did suffer before the draw against Liverpool, a 6-1 away defeat against Aston Villa. Now, do I think City could do the exact same thing? Maybe if they're on it. Maybe if we were on it. Brighton are a good side and are in 6th. But I have to back my team, and I'm going to back them very comfortably. City will beat Brighton by 4-1. Goal scorers will be at the end, once we've gone for every game. Crystal Palace, Newcastle will win 2-0. I don't see anything other than a Newcastle win there. Yes, they dropped points against West Ham, but West Ham have had a good start to the season. I don't see them dropping points to Palace, so 2-0. Luton picked up a good away win against Everton, but I'm going to back Nottingham Forest to have had a decent season. They've only lost 2 games, which is surprising. And I'm going to back Nottingham Forest to win 2-1. Now we're on to Stamford Bridge, where we have a big game between Chelsea and Arsenal. Now Arsenal, obviously, in the last Premier League match week, beat us 1-0, which they were lucky to, given the fact the goal that they scored was a fluky goal. And Chelsea picked up a win against Burnley, a good win against Burnley. So I think this Arsenal-Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge could be a really tough game between the two sides. And I truly believe, I think Chelsea could somehow pick up a result at home to Arsenal. Arsenal still unbeaten. I don't think Arsenal will lose their unbeaten streak this summer, but I do think Chelsea can make themselves proud and perform well against Arsenal. I'm still going to back Arsenal to win 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea are able to get a result against Arsenal, because I do see there is something in that Chelsea team that makes me think they can, and that there's something in that Chelsea team that makes me think they can compete with Arsenal. But I'm going to back Arsenal to win 2-1 because they're just so strong. Next up, Sheffield United, Man United. Yes, despite Man United being in such bad form, they did pick up a very good win against Brentford before the international break. And Sheffield United are yet to pick up a win, so I can't give them anything but a 3-1 Man United win. And we've got 2 more games left. We have Villa Park we have a game of our second to last game. The first game on Sunday, the final game of Sunday, is at Villa Park between the boys in claret and blue, Aston Villa and West Ham. West Ham, Villa have pretty similar records this season. Villa 5 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat. 5 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw. West Ham 4 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws. So Villa and West Ham have a pretty similar form table going into this game, and I think they're going to entertain us. And I think West Ham, Villa being the home team, are going to slightly edge past West Ham by 3 goals to 2. And then final game is Tottenham 3-0 against Fulham. Yes, I know I predicted 3-0 when Arsenal were playing. Yes, I predicted. Yes, when Arsenal and Tottenham. Yes, I predicted for Tottenham. Yes, for Fulham, Arsenal, I predicted 3-0, and Fulham surprised me by getting a 2-2 draw. But Tottenham, there's something about Tottenham that makes me think it's going to be hard to see them. It's going to be hard to see when they lose their unbeaten run. It's going to be hard to see when Arsenal and Spurs both lose their first game of the season. And I think Fulham have had such a terrible season. They've won 3 games, lost 3, drawn 2. They've won 3, lost 3, drawn 2. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But the last game they did play against a big side, a top side, was Man City, and they lost 5-1. So I'm going to say Tottenham will beat Fulham 3 goals. So those are my predictions for these games, for the games on the weekend. Now let's quickly go through each score prediction again, and then give you my goal scorers for each. And then I'll give you my goal scorers. So Liverpool, Everton, I said 3-1 Liverpool. For Liverpool, the goals for Liverpool will be scored by Mo Salah with 2 and Darwin Núñez. And for Everton, it will be Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Bournemouth, Wolves, I said 2-1 Wolves. Goals for Wolves from Mateus Cunha and Pedro Neto, and the goal for Bournemouth will come from Dominic Solanke. Brentford, Burnley, I said 1-1. Goals for Brentford, the goal for Brentford scored by Mbeumo, and the goal for Burnley scored by Amdouni. City, Brighton, I said 4-1 City. It will be a brace for Haaland. So Haaland for City, 2 goals from Haaland, 1 from Phil Foden, and 1 from Julian Alvarez. And then for Brighton, I'm going to say Karac Matoma. Newcastle Palace, I said 2-0 Newcastle. The goals for Newcastle will come from Alexander Isak and Miguel Almiron. Obviously Palace, no goal scorers. Forest Luton, I said 2-1 Forest. Goals for Forest from Chris Wood and Tayo Awoniyi. And then for Luton, it will be Carlton Morris. Chelsea Arsenal, I said 2-1 Arsenal. Goals for Arsenal from Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard. And then for Chelsea, I'm going to say Nicholas Jackson. But Man United, Sheffield United, 3-1 Man United. Goals for Man United, 2 from Rasmus Højlund, and he'll get his first, and he played well for England against Italy. Marcus Rashford will get his first goal of the new season. And then for Sheffield United, I'm going to say for Sheffield United, Gustavo Hamer will get the goal for Sheffield United. And the Villa West Ham, I said 3-2 to Villa. Goals for Villa from Ollie Watkins, Moussa Diaby, and Leon Bailey. And then goals for West Ham from Mohamed Kudus and Mikel Antonio. And then as for Tottenham, for them I said 3-0 Tottenham. The goal scorers for Tottenham will be Son with 2 and Richarlison with 1. So those are my goal scorers for each of the goals. Those are my goal scorers for each game. Let's go through Let's go through my fixtures, my predictions for this weekend yet again. Liverpool Everton 3-1 at Liverpool. Bournemouth Wolves 2-1 Wolves. Brentford Burnley 1-1 draw. City Brighton 4-1 City. Newcastle Palace 2-0 Newcastle. Forest Luton 2-1 Forest. Arsenal Chelsea Arsenal 2-1 Arsenal. Sheffield United Man United 3-1 Man United. Villa West Ham 3-2 Villa. And Tottenham Fulham 3-0 Tottenham. So those are my Game Week 9 Premier. Those are my predictions for Game Week 9 of the 2023-2024 Premier League season. Tune in on Monday to my Match Week 3 2023-2024 Group Stage Champions League predictions. which includes Man City away in Switzerland to Young Boys. But until that video, I'm out. Subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to catch a video on one of the videos. But until Monday, for my Gameweek 3 Group Stage 2023-2024 Champions League predictions, this has been my channel, Give Me a Bine. I have been your host, Jonah Bine, and I'll see you next time on another video on Give Me a Bine. Until then, I'm out. Peace. Bye.